All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Muscle Secrets Show. We are episode 70, I believe, right? And we're going to talk today about transitioning into becoming a meal prep athlete. Okay. And this transition period is usually about 2 weeks. I like to call it intro day or intro week, right? So 1 to 2 weeks when the first client joins the program, they're entering a whole entire new world. They're leaving the world behind, the ordinary world of just eating whatever you want and not learning how to eat their favorite foods in a structured way. Just eating, on the weekends, eating here and there. They're living that life. But now they're entering a world where it's a little more structured. You can still eat your favorite foods, but it's a little more accountability, a little more habit building, a little more 1% every single day, right?
Yeah, the intro 2 weeks is the transition period to understanding what macros are and connecting that correlation to your body, how to go about that without screwing yourself over. So when you're first getting into lifestyle changes and your diet changes, it's going to take a 2 week period where you're going to have to learn this. This is where a coach is very valuable to have because you have someone who's coaching you and letting you know why certain things are the way they are and how you can manipulate them and leverage it to work for you. Um, in my experience, I never had a coach when I was first starting this out, so it took me longer than 2 weeks for me to learn this. It took me about like a few months, 2 to 3 months, trying to learn how macros.
Took you a few months, man.
Yeah, I did to learn how macros, what they are and how to use them. Because from a fat person down and losing weight, it was never the goal was never to figure out what macros were. It was just to lose weight. That's it. And as I progressed to losing weight, I figured what calories were, the nutrition and stuff like. You know, I remember my brother was big time in cross country, so he would always be running 13 miles, 17-mile days every day. He would tell me about nutrition. He would be like, "Yeah, I'm looking at the calories, looking at the calories," and I didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. What the fuck calories? What the shit is that? And so every time we went to a meal like a restaurant, he'd always ask the waiter, "Hey, what's the calories in this? Or do you have a calorie sheet that I can look at?" And all
Really?
this. Yeah. And it didn't dawn on me until later, like years later, when I got into high school and started working on myself, what they actually were. And they're not just some numbers on a can or Coca-Cola. They're the numbers that actually correlate to composition, lose
Yeah.
weight. Without a coach, it takes you a long time to figure this out because you don't
Dude,
have anybody telling you what to do or what they mean.
it took you
Um,
a couple months, right?
yeah, it took me a long time.
Damn, man. So that took you a couple months versus, I mean, if you just went into it with a coach that is usually like a 12-week program, usually 12 to 16 weeks. Um,
Yeah, because what a coach structures it all out for you. So as soon as you get a coach, he's gonna tell you, all right, this is what it's gonna look like. And
yeah.
so you have a direction to follow. You don't have a coach, it's kind of hard. You're navigating the world and navigating your fitness journey kind of just point by point as you learn it. So it makes it harder for you to continuously go into one path. That's where a coach is very most valuable. Now, the transition period. What are
Yeah.
people likely to expect when they're going through the transition period? It's already hard. They already know that they have to learn this, but what do they
Yeah.
expect?
And the transition period, it's going to be learning how to actually track something. So I try to look at it like this. You brush your teeth every day? For the people listening, do you guys brush your teeth every day? I don't know, some people don't. But do you brush your teeth,
I do
Bernard?
brush my teeth every day. Yes.
so, so there's something you do every day, no matter what. You wake up every day? Yeah. You walk your dog every day. If you don't walk your dog's gonna like that's probably like a bad owner,
Yeah, your
right?
dog is definitely depressed if you can walk. At
Yeah,
least twice. At least.
at least twice. So you made it a standard at least once. Like you're going to do that at least once
No,
a day.
that the standard's at least twice.
Okay, the standard at least twice. So you have to do it. So you brush your teeth every day, take your dog out 2 times a day. You eat every day. Do you? You gotta eat something, right? You drink water every day? Okay, cool. So we do these things every single day. So my role is to like help them see that you are doing these things every day, but now you just gotta like write it down. Now you gotta put it into a tracking system. And do you track your money every day? Now this is some people don't do that. But for the people who do, are you more likely to overspend or like actually have a budget if you track your money?
So when you track something, it provides more, you give more attention to it, so you're more aware of what it
Yeah.
is. So with tracking your food, for example, you now know what you're eating throughout the day. You're no longer just wasting your calories. And with the money thing, if you're not tracking your money, same thing. You can't expect to hold the same amount of money if you don't know how much money you really have, and you're just gonna be spending. Um, so with the transition period, what does that mean for people?
Yeah, it means leaving the ordinary world and entering a new opportunity for them to change your life. So you're going to get into the world of tracking. Okay. So these are the tools that you need to make it a successful fitness journey for you, right? One thing is you're going to need to track your food, but if somebody's completely new to it for the first 2 weeks, I just tell them whatever you're eating, just write it down on a notebook. Whatever you whatever you eat, right? Write it
Why is
down.
that? Why is that important? Because I wrote in notebooks before, and still write in notebooks. So for me, writing is a big thing. And
Yeah.
why would somebody write in their notebook?
Well, if you write it down, just the mere act, studies have shown this, just the mere act of writing it down, you're actually more consciously aware. You're more consciously aware of what you're doing. Like if somebody is being watched, they're more likely to act right. They're more likely, they're more prone to do the right thing. So that's why we track it. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So tracking when you're yeah, when you're aware of it, like you just automatically start paying attention to the right things that you know you should be doing. Um,
Yeah.
how you stay on the direction and your goals. So the transition period, when you're doing that tracking, it's going to be kind of difficult because you're having to be aware of all the bullshit that you're eating in your food and your diet and all that.
I mean,
So
you could be keep being unaware, or you could start being aware. Which one would you want? Which one would you rather choose?
yeah, I mean, it's yeah, if you want to
You want to
stay
keep
the
being unaware?
same, do you want to stay the same?
Yeah. Do you want to stay the same, or do you want to actually start? But they keep saying been wanting to start. Oh no, it's hard. I keep forgetting. Cool. Come back again. Come back again the next day. You got
Yeah.
14 days of this thing of tracking.
Would you rather give up on something or just continue to try and eventually get it? Um,
That's the first roadblock for people. Is
yeah.
this is hard? Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Do you want to do the hard thing or do you want to be a soft marshmallow doing the easy thing? You know,
Yeah,
um, in
that's
the
the
first,
first.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's the first one. So what's the second thing you do in that transition period, that 2 week pickup drop period?
The second thing that you start doing is asking yourself the question is what what is macro?
Yeah, so intro to macros. For people who are really like they're trying to lose a lot of weight, I don't focus on macros yet. They have to earn that right. I mean, they have to kind of get into a space where it makes sense for them. Those people who are like obese or overweight, they just need to lose weight, right? They don't really need to focus on building muscle right now. They need to lose weight, man. So we're talking not talking about macros yet. But for the people who are in like 20% body fat plus for men, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about macros.
Mhm. Yeah, it's it's the calories, man. It's the calories.
Yeah, let's do calories.
Once
You
you start
start,
tracking and you start understanding what food you got, you can then unlock the next door, figure out how many calories is in your food that you're eating. Like how I started out was tracking how many burritos I was eating throughout the day. So I have like two, three burritos and shit. And I wouldn't realize that each burrito I was eating was 1,500 calories in three burritos because I like three burritos. And once I started looking into calories and figuring out what that was, that opened up the gates to understand um, what those numbers really mean. And so
yes,
ask yourself, why is it that you eat a certain amount of food of a certain food, you gain weight, but when you eat a lot of the other food, you don't gain weight. So you see and you hear salads are a big thing, and people tell you to eat salad, and that's all you should eat. You want to lose weight, eat salads. Why is that? Why is that when you eat salads, you lose weight? Well, it's because that. Want to answer? Go ahead. Why?
yeah. Well, first of all, if somebody is overweight, why do they eat chicken salads and salmon salads? Well, it's the carbs, right? Carbs are not bad for you. Okay, the word bad or good should be eliminated from the fitness industry, right? The thing is, there's certain foods that lead to a better result than others. That's all it is. So when we're talking like eat the chicken salads, it's low carbs. Um, the big people, the big as hell people, they can't utilize carbs well more than a person who's already lean. That's why we tell them to focus on higher fat and higher protein, but less carbs. Yeah, their body is they can't use the carbs wisely, and that's why we do the chicken salads and the salmon salads. What's your take on it?
My take is that carbs in general have a lot of calories in them. A tortilla at your local Walmart is about 240 grams carb, 240 calories, I should say. And salads, on the other hand, generally do not have that much calories in it.
Yeah.
So when they say eat a salad to lose weight, they're really saying that you need to be eating less calories than what you're eating,
Hmm.
and that's why most people lose weight on a salad diet. They're not eating too many calories. You look at a lettuce head, and it's only a few hundred calories. Lettuce is just water. It's a leaf with water in it. Same thing
But
with same thing
I
with
have
spinach.
something about lettuce. Yeah, lettuce is not even nutrient dense at all. The lighter the vegetable, the less nutrient dense. That's why I tell my clients to go with kale, spinach, broccoli, the darker vegetables. They're more nutrients, more micronutrients, which is way healthier for the person who's lacking all those micros. The majority of Americans are lacking all the micronutrients, man.
I would say lettuce is like the vegetable equivalent to carbs. I mean, the lettuce is the equivalent to rice is to carb. So lettuce doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it at all. It's still a vegetable because of where it came from. Rice, on the other hand, is the same thing as it is to lettuce, but in the carb version, because rice
Yeah,
itself is an empty carb. So, right, white rice, for example, is just carb. That's it.
pretty much.
Very little nutrient value, and it's just carbs. Um, Now, if that they say that brown rice is better, it really doesn't matter. I mean, like brown rice, it has a little bit more nutrients to it, but it's still rice. If you're looking for an even better nutrient-filled carb, then that's when you start looking at wheat bread and other alternatives. Um, and wheat bread would be the equivalent to like a spinach or for a carb version of a vegetable. So the mainstream of eat a salad and you lose weight has all to do with calories and less to do with actual food. You can eat a pound of lettuce and you might get some nutrients. You lose a lot of weight, but if you eat a pound of burritos, you might not. You're just gonna get big as hell. So you gotta look at what you're
Yeah.
eating, and you might even be able to get away with eating more and still lose weight than what you're already eating now. Um, that's another thing. So a lot of people like to eat a lot of food. Their volume of food is what they look at, and so you know that goes into a topic of tactics. When you're transitioning, it's going to be hard because your mindset is, I gotta sacrifice a lot of food to lose weight. That's not the case. The case is you gotta find a certain nutrient-filled food item that is
Yeah.
not high in calories, but also is satiating to your body so you don't binge and you don't go off the track of snacking.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to know your ratios, right? Um, that's why the coach knows how to do this. They live and breathe it. You got to know the ratios of foods that you're going to eat. You don't have to give up your favorite foods, but you have to understand like the ratios on how to eat it, the protein, carbs, and fats, the macros, right? That's where the transition period is when you learn that.
What I like to do is for someone starting out as a client, I always like to figure out what they're eating first, get the
Yeah.
calories,
Mhm.
and then just automatically cut 300 calories. As soon as I get the calorie intake of what they're eating, I cut 300 calories and I don't change their food. I don't mess with that. I just want to see how much lose just off of that, and then from there we start adding in healthier options, better options. Maybe
Yeah.
not eat, maybe not eat a cake slice. Maybe instead have like a spinach salad where you can eat way more and actually feel good about yourself. Some real chicken on there.
Yeah.
Um,
They're hungry. That's the thing. Or they're craving a certain well, you want sweets? Well, eat a mango. Like you know, eat the
or
strawberry.
or there's alternatives. I like to add in protein pancakes. Like
Yeah.
there's different ways you can do it. There's protein pancakes that you can make that you can add chocolate chips to that won't destroy your diet and won't destroy your nutrients. You can make protein ice cream also. So you have a whole blender, for example. You know how big a blender is. And
Mhm.
imagine the whole thing filled up to the brim for about 300 calories. Like that's a thing. I made that before. So you don't have to kill yourself on always choosing the better alternative. You can still eat healthier things. That option's always there. But you can also have your sweets as long as it hits the calories. You know that's what's important. People uh, scare themselves when it
Yeah.
comes to dieting. You know.
Yeah. So that's the intro period, guys. It's the first 2 weeks, the first 1 to 2 weeks is learning how to track and learning how to find alternatives to the foods that you're now transitioning from the ordinary world to a new opportunity, which is learning, changing all the foods you've been eating into actually more healthier options, right?
Yeah. And it's not you guys; it's your habits. You guys
Yeah,
are
true.
you guys are changing your habits. So it's not you that is eating, but you are the responsible for what you're putting in your mouth. But
Yeah.
it's your habits that you're changing. Okay. So go into it with the mindset that you're changing your habit more than you are changing yourself. It'll loosen the amount of pressure. And once you change that habit, you'll change yourself. How it works. You change your habits, you change who you are.
Yep.
So that's all I got for this podcast, guys. So Alec, do you have anything else left for these beautiful people in the world?
Yeah, man. So the intro period is track. You're changing your habits. That's what you're doing. You're deciding to commit to it, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult, but what is not difficult, man? Everything's difficult. Everything is a opportunity, right? And then after that, you're going to look at alternatives. Okay. So you're going to look at alternatives to the foods. And tomorrow, let's talk about that week three, man. That week three onward. How
Mm.
is that? Now you're getting into the nitty gritty. You're getting into the training. You're getting into the nutrition. You're getting into the accountability habits changes. Let's talk about that period where you're now the going is going to get going. So yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow, guys. Cool.
We'll go over that. Make sure you stay tuned. 4:30 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. And as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right. Peace.